Good morning. Please be seated. It's good to have everybody here today. Today, we come together for a event that I always look forward to. My entire life, I have been a great supporter of the U.S. military. Uh, all my family has served in the U.S. military, and we had several family friends who served in the military through various positions. And unfortunately, I did not serve in the military, um, but I 100% support um, their actions and what they do to protect our country. So today is something very, very special. And we're talking about the Medal of Honor. Today I'm going to talk about the latest recipients of that medal and just give a little insight about this and about the war they were fighting in. The Medal of Honor for these recipients, it was given for these soldiers and that were fighting in the Vietnam War. We all know that the Vietnam War was a very unpopular war in our country, in our nation's history. Uh, I had an uncle who served in the U.S. Air Force, tour of duty over in Nam, and finished his tour over at Carswell Air Force Base over in Fort Worth. And I remember some of the stories that were told of coming back, especially coming back after that last tour and coming back home for good. How he was greeted at Love Field Airport, the same airport I fly out of all the time here. Greeted at Love Field Airport and had trash thrown on him, was booed, heckled, all because he was serving our nation. And that's uncalled for. The men I'm going to talk about today are men who went beyond call call of duty and to do their job. Um, and they received the highest military honor, um, the Medal of Honor. The first person to receive the Medal of Honor was Staff Sergeant Edward Consero. He received the Medal of Honor um, after his death for acts of gallantry and impropriety above and beyond the call of duty while serving as an infantry squad leader in Troop C, 1st Squadron, 9th Cavalry, 1st Cavalry Division near Phu Hun 2, Kim Sum Valley, the Republic of Vietnam on December 1st, 1966. His team entered the village of Phu Hu 2 while on a search and destroy mission and were attacked by North Vietnamese. Staff Sergeant Consero destroyed one enemy group with rifle fire and two others with grenades, which enabled the ordinary extraction and reorganization of the platoon and led to a successful withdrawal from the village. He served in Vietnam between 1966 until his death in 1967 as a result of a hostile gunshot wound. The second recipient is Specialist 5 Dwight W. Birdwell. He received the Medal of Honor, again, for going beyond the call of duty while serving in Troop C, 3rd Squadron, 4th Cavalry, 25th Infantry Division in the Republic of Vietnam on January 31st, 1968. That day, a large enemy element initiated an assault on the Tan Son Nhut Air Base near Saigon. They disabled or destroyed many of the unit's vehicles and incapacitated Specialist 5 Bardwell's tank commander. Under heavy enemy small arms fire, Specialist 5 Bardwell moved the tank commander to safety and fired the tank's weapons at the enemy force. Afterwards, he dismounted and continued fighting until receiving enemy fire to his face and torso. He refused evacuation and led a small group of defenders to disrupt the enemy assault until reinforcements arrived. He then aided in evacuating the wounded until he was ordered to seek attention for his own wounds. He was honorably discharged in 1968 from military service and has gone on to practice law, and a good job there. The next recipient was Dennis Fuji. He received the Medal of Honor while serving for his duties, while serving as a crew chief aboard a helicopter ambulance during rescue operations in Laos and the Republic of Vietnam from February 18th to 22nd of 1971. During a mission to evacuate seriously wounded Vietnam military personnel, Specialist 5 Fuji's medevac helicopter took on enemy fire and was forced to crash land. But though injured, he waved off rescue from another helicopter and remained behind as the only American on the battlefield. During that night and the next day, although wounded, he administered first aid to Allied casualties. On the night of February 19th, he called in American helicopter gunships to assist in repelling an enemy attack. For more than 17 hours, he repeatedly exposed himself to hostile gunfire as he left the security of his entrenchment to better observe enemy troop positions and direct airstrikes against them until the helicopter squadron arrived. And until the squadron could arrive and actually airlift them from the area. Upon completion of his tour of duty in Vietnam, he joined the Army Reserve. He continued serving our nation. The last recipient is Major John J. Duffy. Between, again, he got this, and again, all the recipients got this for going above and beyond the call of duty. But while serving as a senior advisor to the 11th Airborne Battalion, 2nd Brigade, Airborne Division, Army of the Republic of Vietnam, from April 14th to 15th, 1972, 2 days earlier, the commander of the 11th Airborne Battalion had been killed. The battalion command post destroyed, and Major Duffy was twice wounded. He refused to be evacuated. In the morning hours of April 14th, after a failed effort to establish a landing zone for resupply aircraft, he moved closely to enemy aircraft or anti-aircraft positions to call in airstrikes and was wounded again, but still refused evacuation. In the In the late afternoon, the enemy began a ground assault from all sides. Major Duffy moved from position to position to adjust fire, spot targets for artillery, and direct gunship fire. In the early morning of April 15th, after an enemy ambush, he led evacuees. Many of them were seriously wounded to an evacuation area where he directed gunship fire on enemy positions and marked a landing zone for helicopters. Only after ensuring all evacuees were aboard did he board a helicopter as well, assisting all wounded friendly foreign soldiers and administering aid to wounded helicopter door gunner. Major Dusty's service included 3 tours to Vietnam in a madre of special forces assignments. He retired from the Army in May of 1977 and is doing quite well in his post-Vietnam days. Again, it's an honor to have these gentlemen awarded the Medal of Honor. Like I've said, veterans, not necessarily of Vietnam, but of all wars, are very special. Just a few weeks ago, just last month, I was in Little Rock, and I made a point to go to the Korean War Memorial to pay tribute to the men from Arkansas who lost their lives in that conflict. And so, what our soldiers do, I very much appreciate. There's not a day go by that I don't appreciate the men and women who put on that uniform and who go defend our country every day. And it's something for all of us to think about, because without them, we would not be enjoying the freedoms and liberties that we have today. And in a nation that does not have a draft currently, it says a lot of men and women who answer the call of duty and go enlist in our military services. I appreciate each and every one of you very much for what you do to our nation, do for our nation. Again, there is not a day go by that I don't appreciate and I don't give thanks to the men and women who defend our nation. Thank you all very much.